Hey guys, and welcome to my stimulus package update and stimulus check update. Wow, I haven't said those words in so long. I want you guys to know that I missed you more than you missed me, and I'm happy I'm back here for you with another video just to give you my perspective on everything that's been going on.
Let's start off with President Joe Biden, then we're going to be taking a look at Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer.
We're banning all imports of Russian oil and gas and energy. That means Russian oil will no longer be acceptable at U.S. ports, and the American people will deal another powerful blow to Putin's war machine. This is a move that has strong bipartisan support in the Congress and, I believe, in the country. Americans have rallied to support their Ukrainian people and made it clear we will not be part of subsidizing Putin's war. We made this decision in close consultation with our allies and our partners around the world, particularly in Europe, because a united response to Putin's aggression has been my overriding focus, to keep all NATO and all of the EU and our allies totally united. We're moving forward with this ban, understanding that many of our European allies and partners may not be in a position to join us. The United States produces far more oil domestically than all the European countries combined. In fact, we're a net exporter of energy. So we can take this step when others cannot. But we're working closely with Europe and our partners to develop a long-term strategy to reduce their dependence on Russian energy as well. Our teams are actively discussing how to make this happen, and today we remain united. We remain united in our purpose to keep pressure mounting on Putin and his war machine. This is a step that we're taking to inflict further pain on Putin, but there will be cost as well here in the United States. I said I would level with the American people from the beginning. And when I first spoke to this, I said defending freedom is going to cost. It's going to cost us as well in the United States. Republicans and Democrats understand that. Republicans and Democrats alike have been clear that we must do this. Over the last week, I've spoken with President Zelensky several times to hear from him about the situation on the ground and to consult and continue to consult with our European allies and about U.S. support for Ukraine and the Ukrainian people. Thus far, we've provided more than $1 billion in security assistance to Ukraine. Shipments of defensive weapons are arriving in Ukraine every day from the United States, and we, the United States, are the ones coordinating the delivery of our allies and partners of similar weapons, from Germany to Finland to the Netherlands. We're working that out. We're also providing humanitarian support for the Ukrainian people, both those still in Ukraine and those who have fled safely to a neighboring country. We're working with humanitarian organizations to surge tens of thousands of tons of food, water, and medical supplies into Ukraine, and with more on the way.
So there you have it, you guys. President Joe Biden announcing U.S. is going to be cutting off Russian oil supply. And as you know, a vast majority of the oil in Europe comes directly from Russia. So we're going to be seeing how they respond to this. But the United States, we hear a lot of our oil goes pretty much to Alaska, Hawaii, California. So it might be impacting them more severely, but it's about 8 or 10% of our overall supply. So this should increase it, but it's not going to be as dramatic to us as it will be to Europe. Now, I'll keep you up to date on that. But in addition to that, a lot unfolding in Congress with the Senate. Well, let's hear from Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer with everything going on. And we're hearing there's likely going to be a new bill here in a couple hours. Let's take a look, you guys.
Okay, I'm delighted to be and now, thank you for listening.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
The Democratic Leadership Etymology course. Okay, well, I'm proud to be joined by Senators Durbin, Murray, and Stabenow. And as you know, a lot's happening this week. It's a busy week. Last night, we passed the Emmett Till Anti-Lynching Act. Hopefully later today, we will pass the Postal Reform Bill. It looks pretty certain. And before the end of the week, we are aiming to pass a government funding omnibus bill. Republicans and Democrats are very, very close to finalizing the agreement. I expect there will be text released in a few hours, and we're working very hard on a few last-minute issues, cyber and VAWA. On VAWA, I am pushing very hard to get it in. I'm hopeful that it will, and I think there's a real good chance that VAWA will end up in the bill, which will be another significant legislative accomplishment of this Senate in a bipartisan way. And Joni Ernst has been very, very helpful on that issue. The omnibus has three major parts. One, more than $12 billion in assistance for Ukraine, as Ukrainians fight bravely off Putin's illegal invasion. More than $15 billion for COVID preparedness funding, and many policy changes that are included in the omnibus, including the president's moonshot for cancer research and an increase in Pell Grants. The omnibus comes at a crucial moment. With the war in Europe and the return to normal after the pandemic, we have to confront challenges that we haven't seen in a very long time. The events in Ukraine have necessitated action, and we need to get this done and get it done very fast. The proposal that we've made on Ukraine is strong. We also have $15 billion in COVID preparedness funding. That is a really smart investment. That is just as important as any part of this bill, even though it doesn't get the attention. The odds are that we cannot discount the fact that a new variant can come. And if we have learned a lot from the three variants, but we've also learned if we're not prepared, it can return to the days of lockdowns and closed schools and life not being normal. So there's a real obligation of the Congress to make sure we're prepared, which means immediately having an adequate supply of vaccines, of therapeutics, of testing, so that if, God forbid, the new variant comes, we can go at it right away, go after it right away. Woe be us if we haven't learned the lessons of the previous three. As you know, many of us felt the Trump administration was totally ill-prepared. He was saying, it's not real, it'll go away, and look what happened. We should not repeat that mistake, and I'm very glad on a bipartisan basis we're going to see $15 billion in COVID-prepared funding. It's a really smart investment. We cannot be unprepared if or when the next variant hits. Okay? Across the country, life is returning to normal, thankfully. We want to keep it that way. We want to keep it that way. And only with preparedness can you make sure that happens. We're also addressing another threat, of course, to our way of life. I'm really pleased we're including a robust aid package that will help the people of Ukraine. There is a large chunk of it is humanitarian relief. They lack food, they lack clothing. The Ukrainians lack food, they lack clothing. They lack shelter, electricity, medicines. We must get them these things. There's a Holocaust going on. When you see that people are lined up on buses to just leave a conflict zone, and Putin's artillery shells those buses, that is just below humanity, below dignity. We also need to give the brave Ukrainian fighting forces, who are doing much better than anyone ever imagined, the arms they need, whether it be javelins or stingers or anything else. They need these arms simply to defend themselves against brutal Russian aggression. So, between the omnibus itself, a whole lot better than a CR, COVID relief, and aid for Ukraine, this omnibus, in many ways, meets the great challenges that we live in and must confront right now. Senator Durbin.
So there you have it. That was Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, and as I mentioned, a lot going on. And as more information unfolds, we're going to see how this bill comes together. I will keep you up to date here on the channel and let you know of everything going on. And also, that stimulus reconciliation bill, the old Build Back Better, which is going to be revamped to be Building a Better America, which is being assembled by Senator Joe Manchin. I'll let you know what comes of that. And also, if you missed my previous video, Pramila Jayapal is saying, in addition to that, We also need to have executive orders from the president for provisions that are being missed in this bill. What about child tax credits? What about stimulus checks? What about all of these provisions that we're hearing people still need? And also, what about that leftover $800 billion from previous stimulus packages that's untouched? That could be used for more stimulus checks. That is enough for two, a fourth and a fifth of $1,400 if Congress decided to use those funds for more stimulus checks.
Alright guys, this is all I have for you in this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really missed you. Hopefully I'll see you here again very, very soon. And I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on everything we talked about here in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate you all. Please hit the like button on the video, share this video with your friends and family, and subscribe if you haven't already. And click that notifications bell to be notified that whenever I publish new videos for you. Please stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.